Welcome to Warn Radio. With your hosts, the Watchman Dana Smith and Tower. Thanks for listening.
Greetings in the name of the Lord and welcome to Warn Radio. This is Tower. I'm here with the Watchman and we are glad you joined us. Please send all your prayer requests and correspondence to us through our contact page at warn-usa.com. You can listen to our Warn Radio episodes on warn-usa.com and danaglennsmith.com. Warn Radio is on the following platforms: Amazon Prime Music in podcast, Spreaker, Blueberry, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play Music, Blog Talk Radio, Podcast Addict, Castbox, Google Podcast, Deezer, Spotify, Anchor, and Pocket Cast. Be sure not to miss the featured posts this week of our in-depth biblical articles and radio shows. Featured on danaglennsmith.com, Expected End Image of Christ. Christianity in America, Persecution, Purpose, and Patience. Christian Discernment, Frogs, Folly, Truth. American Social Justice Doctrine. Featured on warn-usa.com, Mysterious Iniquity, Border Deals, African Caliphate, City Violence USA, Antichrist War. Gospel of God, Book of Romans, Part 30 on Sound the Shofar. I Will Deliver, Isaiah's Prophetic Book, Part 100 on Battle Lines. Warriors of Jesus Christ, Gospel Faith, Persecuted Christians. Abounding Hope, Book of Romans, Part 29. And do not miss these Warn Radio weekly episodes on the WIBR Warn Radio Advocacy, Wednesday, February 14th. Love of Christ Jesus, Tribulation, Gospel Cost, Christian Faith, Persecution, Advocacy. Battle Lines, Thursday, February 15th. Salvation and Righteousness, Isaiah's Prophetic Book, Part 205. Sound the Shofar, Friday, February 9th. The Word of the Lord, Chosen Generation, Part 5. Sound the Shofar, Friday, February 16th. The Word of the Lord, Chosen Prophet Rising. And be sure to get your copy of The Rising. The Rising is a Christian fiction thriller by the Watchman Dana G. Smith. The Rising continues the story of Mac, a former Black Ops sniper, and details the takeover of America. Hidden within the storyline of The Rising is the truth of what's happening in America now. And you can get your copy of The Rising by going to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Ingram, Walmart, Angus & Robertson. And The Rising ebook can be found on Google Play. You can also get your copy of The Rising by going to danaglennsmith.com. And while on the site, be sure to sign up for the WIBR Warn Radio newsletter and visit our Christian books and resource shop. And now I welcome in the Watchman.
You're listening to Warn Radio on the WIBR Warn Radio Network. Don't forget to visit our websites at warn-usa.com and danaglennsmith.com. And also follow us on Twitter, find us on Instagram, and join us on LinkedIn. Greetings. Welcome to another edition of Sound the Shofar. We are doing the Word of the Lord. It's a series about the Word of the Lord. This week, Prophets Reproach. And we'll discuss that in a little while. But we are here in an America that faces many troubles. And of course, if you live in America, you know what we're talking about. Basically, Biden, backed by Obama, Susan Rice, and a few others, put forth an agenda that Obama brought to this country. Now, I have detailed how that Barack Obama came out of Kenya. That while in Kenya, being born there, he would go to the witch doctor and have blood sacrifices done for him to give him power, dark power, to come to America, to be president, and to overthrow it. Now, he isn't done overthrowing it. And he distances himself from many of the aspects of those who are doing the work for him. But he has a goal to destroy America. Soros has a goal to destroy America. The radical Muslims, jihadists, have a plan to destroy America. Communist China, and they're communists, they're not our friend, have working details to destroy America. And we know from history, me being on broadcasts in America, I know for a fact that there were several communist generals who warned of destroying America by nukes. There's been prophets in the past that warned America of judgment and nukes. And this wasn't done in a corner, because when they prophesied, and there's been many of them, they broadcast it out, they spoke it out, and for all intents and purposes, it fell on deaf ears. But today, as America sits here on this beautiful Friday, we're nearing spring. We have got multiple millions of people here that shouldn't be here. The Biden administration, along with, you can talk about the mayor of New York, you can talk about Newsom in California, and many other places, are giving these illegals money. Now, the mayor of New York was going to give them $10,000 each. Where do they get that money? It's all borrowed. It's a debt. They get free room and board. They get free health care. They don't have to pay taxes. And many other things. While American citizens who've been here and endured all this you get whatever's left over after the meal. So you have got thousands of Chinese in here, thousands, and they haven't documented, but I'm sure that the Russians are here too. I have no doubt about that. The Muslims are here. The radical jihadists are here. So you've got, and remember, Islam is a socialist dictatorship. It's based on Russian socialism. So you've got Russian socialists here, or Russian socialism here. You've got Chinese communism here. You've got Islamic socialism here. And your woke kids that are Americans, and there's thousands of them, want American socialism. And you could argue this point with them, but they don't believe it. They're so confused now. And we've got the government who gave in to them. Joe Biden, who had a little, I forgot what kind of a party it was, but he invited all these people up to the White House to make sure everybody knew that the White House embraced transgenderism and everything else that goes with it. That doesn't bode well for America. And it's hard to believe that over the years, the red communists, and that's what they are, the problem with most of you, you weren't around during the Vietnam War. That's when the color of communism really was red. Today they tried to be more like a regular nation and appear, like they're normal. But they're not normal, if you can define what normal is today. Some of the biggest genocides that ever occurred was under Stalin and Russian socialism, and under Mao in Chinese communism. And the biggest jihad by Muslims has been going on now since Islam was started. And Islam jihadists have shed more blood than all of our wars together. And so America, I heard the other day they were running out of bullets. I've heard it about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Well, I got news for you. Years ago, they were warning about stopping the ammunition, okay? This was years ago. They've been harping on taking the guns away from patriots and others for a long time. Now Joe wants to stop the militias. It's in our Constitution to have a citizen militia, but Joe's a communist. He got a lot of money from China. So they don't want any more militias. That's why they put the J6ers and locked them up under false charges. The Supreme Court is supposed to rule on it. They haven't yet. So you're in a mess. You're in a hell of a mess. You sit there every day, you go to work, you come home, and you don't know what these people have planned for you. And of course, their goal many years ago, now they've tried this before. They tried to unite Canada, America, and Mexico. And they wanted to put a superhighway all the way from Canada, all the way down through South America. That's to make it easy to get into America and Canada both. Because they not only want to ruin the nationalism and the national idea of America, which A lot of these woke kids today have already torn down all the statues to try to remove it.